Moving on to those 20-second intervals, finishing up these 2 exercises. Setting my timer here. Here we go. In 3, 2, and again, go for it. If you want to try and push yourself through these 20 seconds with a little bit of a harder version, maybe a faster movement, go for it. And I like to kind of show you how I'm timing it with the timer or with the phone, because it's just as easy for you to do that on your own as well. It doesn't take long to set the timer and go for it. 3, 2, and rest it right here. Knee taps. Woo. All right. Pick that bum up, get nice and ready, and then let's go. In 3, 2, 1. 20 seconds right here. I'm speeding up my knee taps just to add a little bit more intensity. You do not have to. I'm just giving that option. You really want to stress those muscles right at the end of the workout, end of the circuit. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and rest it. Okay, one more time here. And remember, speeding up the movement, yes, it adds that intensity, but if you're losing your form, you're not getting the benefit of it. So if you lose your form and you start to speed up, just slow it back down again. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Last time, squeeze into those glutes. Keep that belly button nice and tucked. Really concentrate on that whole center core. Hips up and down. 10 seconds right here. Here we go. 3, 2, and rest it. Awesome. One more time with those knee taps, and then we are moving on to our final circuit here. In 3, 2, 1, knee taps right here. And you can notice, even though I'm speeding up my knee taps, my body's not moving, so I'm not moving my hips. It's just a simple tap down. My bum's nice and tight. My hips are in line with my shoulders, and I'm squeezing as hard as I can to keep that whole body still. 3, 2, and rest it right here. Okay, not gonna lie, my upper body is kind of sore from that. All right, let's move on to circuit number 5. You are almost there. Okay, so circuit number 5, no different than any other circuit, we're still on the floor. We're gonna move into a high plank this time. So high plank, when our shoulders and hands are nicely aligned, but our palms are on the floor. Now, we're gonna take our feet out. This is one version. You can squeeze it, or you should squeeze into the glutes, push that belly button right in. Our hips and our shoulders are nice and aligned. So we're not piking up, we're keeping here, but we are gonna pike our bum, pushing that belly button right up, and then we're gonna touch either our toe, our shin, or our knee with the opposite hand and come back into plank where we squeeze into those glutes, but we don't dip the hips lower than our shoulder. And then we're gonna come back to the opposite side and come back. Now here's the variation to this. Come down to your knee, 2 different ways. You can come down to your knee for that plank and then push up through your toes for the touch, or you can stay on your knees and reach right down to the side of your calf and come back in for that plank. And then reach out to the other side and then come back into that plank. So those are the variations for you. Choose what works for you. We're gonna do this for 30 seconds. Here we go. Plank, pike, toe touches. In 3, 2, 1. Pike that bum up nice and high. Now, depending on how high you can pike that bum is really dependent on where you're going to push that touch. So it could be your toe that you're touching, it could be your shin that you're touching, or it could be your knee. So obviously the further you touch, like your toe, is a little bit more difficult, and then you're modifying by touching a little bit closer to your body, which is the knee. But you're going to try and use that belly button, pike your bum up. In 3, 2, and rest it right here. Good job. Now for this last movement in this final circuit, we're gonna do a Russian twist. You can incorporate a weight. Using a weight adds that little bit more intensity. Here's the movement. If you take the weight out, the movement doesn't change. So it's either having a weight in your hand or not. You can have 2 5-pounds, you can have 1 10-pound, 1 8-pound, up to you. So you're gonna have your feet on the floor. You can have them through your heels, feet flat on the floor. It's really up to your personal preference. Squeeze it through the glutes, lean back just slightly. Come over and touch you're gonna turn your whole shoulder girdle to the side. Elbow almost comes behind your back, and you're gonna bring the weight or your hands to your hip. And then you're just gonna come right over your body and come right to the opposite side. And and just go back and forth. And really concentrate on not just moving those arms, but turning your shoulder and looking at each opposite wall. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Squeeze into those glutes to protect that lower back. You always want to make sure that that lower back is nice and tight. And by squeezing our glutes, that's how we do it. Belly button push right to the spine. Your back starts to get a little bit sore. Maybe you come up a little bit more and not sit back so much. You figure out what works for you. Almost there. Really pushing that belly button right into the spine. In 3, 2, and rest it right here. Good. Let's move back to that pike, plank touches, plank, pike touches, however I call them. Either way, we've got 30 seconds right here. In 3, 2, 1, push that belly button right into the spine, pike your bum up nice and high, and then touch the opposite leg. Good. Whether that's your toe, your shin, whether you're in through your knees and you're reaching towards your calf, whatever works for you here. So if I move to my knees, I'm pushing my bum back towards my feet, and then I'm bringing them back into a plank. And coming through. In 3, 2, and rest it right here. Good. Grabbing that weight if we choose. We're going to move back to our second set of 30-second interval for Russian twist. 3, 2, 1. Really turn around. Bring that elbow behind your back and bring your weight or hands to your hip. Your shoulder girdle, your upper body is really dictating how far you move over. Your hips are staying nice and tight. Almost there. Push that belly button right to your spine. In 3, 2, and rest it here. Good. Last time at that 30-second interval. Here we go. Pike plank touches. In 3, 2, 1. Push that bum up nice and high. Bring that opposite hand back to that opposite leg. Squeezing through those glutes, whether you're returning through a plank through your knees or through your toes. You're bringing those hips to the shoulder level and you're squeezing in through those glutes. So it's almost like that's a stop button right there. In 3, 2, and rest it. Good. All right. Here we go. Last time at 30-second interval for those Russian twists. Squeeze into those glutes, lean back, make sure that back's nice and protected. In 3, 2, 1, turn the shoulder. Good. Don't you love it how when you say there's no cardio and then your heart rate gets really high and you start to sweat and you're like, but there was no cardio. This is the best thing about toning, is that you can still really work that cardio aspect. It's just a low endurance, which is just fine. In 3, 2, 1, rest it right here. Good. All right. We're now back down to those last 20-second intervals. We're repeating those twice. Starting with that pike plank touch. Here we go. Now, if you're reaching for, let's say, your shin before, maybe you try and push towards that toe, vice versa, or keep that form and keep steady the way you've been going. In 3, 2, 1, 20 seconds. Really try and keep those legs straight too. We're not bending and touching, that's cheating. So keep those legs straight and use the belly button to pull up. Someone's pulling that string from your belly button and reach over. In 3, 2, and rest it right here. Okay, 20-second Russian twist. This is where we can speed it up or add that weight for intensity. In 3, 2, 1. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. I've sped it up a little bit for me as I'm turning my shoulders from side to side. My bum's nice and tight. My belly button's tucked right to my spine. Protecting that lower back. Really trying to get those muscles working. In 3, 2, and rest it. 40 seconds left. Let's do this. Final 20 seconds of pike plank touch. In 3, 2, 1. Pull up. Grab that string. Somebody's really pulling you up through that string, right through the belly button. Pushing it right into your spine. Feeling the whole core engage as you walk, as you touch over. 3, 2, and we're done there. Final 20 seconds for that Russian twist. Here we go. In 3, 2, go for it. Woo-hoo. All done, our toning workout in 10 seconds. Keep that bum nice and tight, don't let go. Push into that core. 5 more. In 3, 2, 1, and relax. There you have it, guys. Targeted core, repetitive workout. Virtual high five, congrats. Let's start our cool down.